The sterile hum of Hope Valley Hospital's room 312 was a relentless drumbeat, the Colorado night pressing against the window with a cold, unyielding weight. 8-year-old Lily Bennett lay pale and still, her frail frame dwarfed by the hospital bed, her chestnut curls splayed across the pillow. The heart monitor's weak beeps punctuated the silence, each one fainter, a cruel countdown. Grace Bennett, Lily's mother, sat clutching her daughter's hand, her blonde hair disheveled, blue eyes red from endless tears. Tom, her father, stood by the window, his broad shoulders slumped, brown eyes hollow with grief. Lily's heart condition had worsened, and the doctors had run out of options. Beside the bed, Rex, their 4-year-old German shepherd, lay with his snout on Lily's hand, his black and tan coat scarred from his days as a therapy dog, his steady gaze fixed on the girl who'd been his world. Grace's voice broke, a whisper choked with despair. "She's slipping, Tom." "I can't lose her." Tom turned, his jaw tight, voice raw. "We're not giving up, Grace. She's a fighter, like Rex." Rex whined softly, ears twitching, his body tense as if sensing a threat no one else could see. Hours earlier, Dr. Karen Walsh had delivered the crushing news, her face grim. "I'm so sorry," she'd said, voice heavy. "Lily's heart is too weak. There's nothing more we can do." The words had shattered Grace and Tom, turning the room into a prison of fading hope. But Rex seemed to defy the verdict, his presence a quiet rebellion against despair. "Rex," Grace murmured, stroking his fur, "you're all she's got left." The dog's eyes met hers, a spark of determination, as if he understood more than they knew. The heart monitor's rhythm faltered, a shrill alarm piercing the silence. Grace gasped, voice cracking. "Lily!" "Doctor, please!" Tom lunged for the call button, shouting, "Somebody now!" The medical team rushed in, chaos erupting as nurses adjusted equipment, Dr. Walsh barking orders. "Get the crash cart!" she snapped, her hands flying over the monitors. Amid the frenzy, Rex leaped onto the bed, pressing his body against Lily's, his warmth a stark contrast to her pallor. "Get that dog off!" Dr. Walsh shouted, her voice sharp with irritation. Grace's hands trembled, voice desperate. "No, please, let him stay. He's her best friend." "Doctor." Walsh hesitated, eyes flicking to Rex, who lay still, his deep breaths syncing with Lily's shallow ones. The monitor's erratic beep slowed, then steadied, a miracle unfolding in the sterile room. Lily's eyelids fluttered, her voice a faint whisper. "Rex, you're here." The silence was deafening, Grace's sobs breaking through as Tom gripped Lily's hand, tears streaming. "Lily, oh God, you're back," he choked out. "Doctor." Walsh stared at the monitor, face pale, voice stunned. This shouldn't be happening. Her vitals are stabilizing." The nurses exchanged glances, disbelief rippling through the room, but Grace's eyes were on Rex, who remained pressed against Lily, his gaze unwavering, as if he'd pulled her back from the edge. Tom's voice was hoarse, clutching Grace's shoulder. "Rex did this, didn't he? He brought her back." Grace nodded, tears falling, voice trembling. "He's our miracle, Tom. He's always been her guardian." But as the room settled, Rex's ears twitched, his growl low and sudden, his nose sniffing a tray by the bed. Grace followed his gaze, spotting a small, unmarked vial among the medical supplies, its label scratched off. "What's that?" she whispered, reaching for it, but Dr. Walsh quickly snatched it away, her voice tight. "Just a standard medication. Nothing to worry about." Rex's growl deepened, his body tensing, eyes locked on Walsh, as if sensing a lie. Emily's heart raced, voice sharp. "Rex doesn't react like that for nothing, Doctor." "What's in that vial?" Walsh's face flickered with unease, her reply too quick. "It's nothing, Grace. Focus on Lily." The twist hit like a shock. The vial wasn't standard, and Rex's reaction screamed danger. Tom's eyes narrowed, voice low. "That's not an answer, Walsh. What are you hiding?" Rex stood, hackles raised, a protector sensing a threat tied to Lily's near death, his growl a warning that echoed in the sterile room. Grace clutched Lily's hand tighter, voice trembling with fury. "If that vial hurt my daughter, I'll find out. Rex knows something, and we're not letting this go." The monitor beeped steadily, Lily's eyes open, her weak smile fixed on Rex. But the vial's mystery and Walsh's evasion cast a shadow over the miracle, signaling a fight far from over. The fluorescent lights of Hope Valley Hospital buzzed faintly, casting a sterile glow over the quiet corridors of the pediatric wing. 2 years ago, Lily Bennett was a vibrant 8-year-old, her chestnut curls bouncing as she raced through Colorado's meadows, giggling with Rex, their 4-year-old German Shepherd. A therapy dog with a black and tan coat and a gentle scar across his muzzle. Rex had been Lily's shadow, his calm presence soothing her through countless hospital visits after her heart condition surfaced. Now, in room 312, Lily lay fragile, her recovery a fragile miracle sparked by Rex's unwavering vigil. Grace Bennett, Lily's mother, sat by the bed, her blonde hair loose, blue eyes heavy with exhaustion and hope. Tom, her father, paced, his broad frame tense, brown eyes searching for answers. The unmarked vial Rex had growled at, and Dr. Karen Walsh's evasive response, lingered like a dark cloud over their relief. Grace's fingers brushed Lily's hand, voice soft but strained. "She's stable, Tom. But that vial, what was it? Rex knew something was off." Tom stopped, jaw tight, voice low. Walsh was too quick to brush it off. "Rex doesn't act like that for no reason. Something's not right." Rex lay beside Lily, his head resting on her arm, ears twitching at every sound, his steady gaze a silent promise to protect. The hospital room felt like a battlefield, the heart monitor's steady beep a fragile victory after the chaos of Lily's near death. Grace's mind replayed Rex's growl, the vial's scratched label, Walsh's nervous glance. "He saved her," she whispered, stroking Rex's fur. "But why's he so restless?" A soft knock interrupted, and Sophie Carter, a young nurse with auburn hair and warm hazel eyes, stepped inside, her smile gentle but cautious. "How's our fighter?" she asked, checking Lily's chart. "Vitals are holding. It's incredible." Grace's voice trembled, eyes on Sophie. "It's Rex, Sophie. He brought her back. But that vial, Doctor." Walsh grabbed it too fast. Rex growled like it was dangerous. Sophie's brow furrowed, voice low. "I saw that. Walsh has been off lately. Secretive. I'll keep an eye out." Rex's ears perked, a low whine escaping as he sniffed the air, his gaze shifting to the door, where a faint metallic clink sounded. A cart, or something else. Tom's eyes narrowed, voice sharp. "Rex, what's got you?" He moved to the door, peering into the hall, but it was empty, the clink fading. Rex's growl deepened, his body tensing as if sensing a threat beyond the walls. Grace stood, heart racing, voice urgent. "Sophie, you've worked with Walsh. Has she ever acted strange about Lily's treatment?" Sophie hesitated, glancing at the door, voice barely a whisper. She's been logging extra hours in the lab wing alone. I thought it was research, but maybe not. The room's silence was heavy, broken by a sharp buzz. Grace's phone, a text from an unknown number. Stop asking questions, or she won't wake up. Grace's breath caught, showing Tom the screen, voice shaking. Tom, they're watching us. This is about that vial. Rex's bark erupted, sharp and urgent, his nose pointing to a vent above Lily's bed, where a faint red light blinked, a hidden camera, its lens glinting. Tom lunged, ripping it free, voice furious. Someone's spying on us. Sophie, who has access to this room? Sophie's face paled, voice trembling. Only staff, but Walsh controls the schedules. I'll check the logs. Rex's growl turned frantic, his paws scratching at the floor, uncovering a small discarded syringe under the bed, its label scratched like the vials. Grace's heart stopped, voice fierce. This isn't medicine, Tom. They're doing something to Lily. Tom's hands shook, voice raw. Rex knew. He's been trying to tell us. He turned to Sophie, eyes blazing. We need answers now. Who's behind this? Sophie nodded, voice resolute. I'll dig into Walsh's files, but we need to be careful. If they're watching, they're dangerous. Rex whined, pressing against Lily, who stirred, her voice a faint murmur. Rex, don't let them hurt me. Grace knelt, tears falling, voice thick. We won't, sweetheart. Rex is here and so are we. But the twist came as Sophie's phone buzzed, a hacked email from Walsh's account, forwarded anonymously. Project Aurora, subject 3-12 confirmed. Grace's blood ran cold, voice trembling. Project Aurora? They're experimenting on Lily. Rex's growl was a vow, his eyes locked on the door, where footsteps echoed, too heavy, too deliberate. Tom grabbed a chair, barricading the door, voice urgent. Sophie, get security. We're not letting them near her. Rex stood, hackles raised, a guardian ready to fight, as the footsteps stopped, a shadow lingering outside, the syringe and camera a chilling promise of a conspiracy that threatened Lily's fragile life. The Hope Valley Hospital's pediatric wing was a labyrinth of antiseptic halls, the Colorado night pressing against its windows with an eerie stillness. In room 312, 8-year-old Lily Bennett slept fitfully, her chestnut curls damp, her frail frame stabilized but fragile after Rex's miraculous intervention. Grace Bennett, Lily's mother, sat by the bed, her blonde hair disheveled, blue eyes burning with resolve and fear. Tom, her father, stood guard at the door, his broad shoulders tense, brown eyes scanning for threats. Rex, their 4-year-old German shepherd, lay beside Lily, his black and tan coat scarred from his therapy dog days, his growl a low hum as he sniffed the air, ears twitching. The unmarked vial, the hidden camera, the threatening text, and the hacked email about Project Aurora had turned their relief into a chilling mystery. Lily's near death wasn't natural, and someone wanted it to stay secret. Grace's fingers gripped Lily's hand, voice trembling. Tom, that syringe, the camera, they're poisoning her. Rex knew, and they're watching us. Tom's jaw clenched, voice low, fierce. We're not letting them touch her, Grace. Rex is onto something, and I'm not trusting Walsh until we know what Aurora is. Rex's growl deepened, his nose pointing to the door, where a faint clatter echoed. A cart, or something heavier. Grace's pulse spiked, voice urgent. Rex, what's out there? The dog stood, hackles raised, his scarred muzzle tense, as if sensing a threat beyond the sterile walls. The door creaked open, and Sophie Carter, the auburn-haired nurse, slipped inside, her hazel eyes wide with worry. "I checked the logs," she whispered, glancing at the hall. "Walsh was in the lab wing all night, unscheduled. And someone wiped the camera feed from Lily's room." Tom's eyes narrowed, voice sharp. "Wiped? Sophie, who's covering for Walsh?" "That email, Project Aurora. It's about Lily." Sophie's hand shook, voice low. "I don't know, but I found this in the lab trash." She held up a crumpled note scrawled in haste. "Subject 312, dose increased. No trace." Grace's breath caught, voice trembling with rage. "Dose increased? They're experimenting on my daughter." Rex growled at that vial for a reason. Rex's bark was sharp, his nose sniffing the note, then shifting to a vent where a faint hum sounded. A device, still active, its red light blinking in the shadows. Tom lunged, prying the vent open, revealing a second camera, its lens trained on Lily's bed. "Another one!" he roared, crushing it, voice raw. "They're everywhere, Grace." "We're not safe here." Rex's growl turned frantic, paws scratching at the floor, uncovering a hidden panel beneath a cabinet, a small locked box inside, marked Aurora Protocol. Grace's heart raced, voice urgent. "Tom, open it." He smashed the lock, revealing vials identical to the one Walsh hid, labeled Experimental Serum 312. Rex's bark echoed, his body coiled, as if the box itself were a threat. Sophie's face paled, voice trembling. "That's not FDA approved. Walsh is dosing Lily with something untested." Grace's voice broke, tears falling. "They're killing her, Tom." Rex knew. "She's been trying to tell us." The door rattled, heavy footsteps approaching, and Rex's growl became a roar, positioning himself between Lily and the entrance. Tom barricaded the door with a chair, voice fierce. "Nobody's getting in here." But a sharp buzz cut through. Grace's phone. Another text from the unknown number. "Leave the box, or she stops breathing." Grace's hands shook, showing Tom the screen, voice desperate. "They know we found it. Tom, what do we do?" Rex's bark was relentless, his nose pointing to the hall, where shadows moved. Two figures, their silhouettes armed, pausing outside. Sophie grabbed her phone, voice urgent. "I'm texting Ethan Brooks. He's a hacker, used to be a reporter. He can trace this, but we need to move Lily now." Grace's voice was fierce, clutching Lily's hand. "We're not leaving her, Sophie. Rex won't let them near her." The door shuddered, a heavy thud against it, and a cold voice called out, "Open it, Bennett, or we come in hard." Tom's voice roared back, "Try it, and you'll answer to Rex." The dog's growl was a thunderclap, his scarred form a wall of defiance. But Lily stirred, her voice a faint whisper. "Rex, don't let them take me." Grace knelt, tears streaming, voice thick. "We won't, baby. Rex is here, and we're fighting for you." But the twist came as Sophie's phone pinged, Ethan's reply flashing. Aurora linked to Dr. Victor Lang, hospital CEO. "Check lab wing, now." Grace's blood ran cold, voice trembling. "Lang, the CEO?" "He's behind this?" Rex's bark turned sharp, nose sniffing the air, pointing to a wall where a faint click sounded. A hidden panel, sliding open to reveal a syringe gun, rigged to inject Lily's IV remotely. Tom dove, yanking it free, voice furious. "They're trying to kill her from inside the hospital." The door buckled, the thugs outside slamming harder, and Rex leaped, ready to fight. his growl a vow to protect Lily at all costs. Grace clutched the vials, voice resolute. "Rex, we're getting you out of here. Sophie, call security." "Tom, we need Ethan, now!" The monitor beeped steadily, Lily's eyes fluttering open, but the hidden gun and Lang's name unveiled a conspiracy deeper than they'd feared, thrusting them into a battle where Rex's instincts were their only shield. The Hope Valley Hospital's corridors were a maze of flickering lights and echoing footsteps. The Colorado night, a cold shroud pressing against the pediatric wing. In room 312, 8-year-old Lily Bennett lay pale but stable, her chestnut curls framing a face still fragile from her near death. Grace Bennett, Lily's mother, stood by the bed, her blonde hair tangled, blue eyes blazing with fear and fury. Tom, her father, gripped a chair barricading the door, his broad frame tense, brown eyes scanning for threats. Rex, their 4-year-old German shepherd, growled low, his black and tan coat scarred from therapy dog days, his nose twitching as he guarded Lily. The hidden camera, the syringe gun, the threatening texts, and the Project Aurora vials had unveiled a chilling truth. Lily was being poisoned by an experimental drug, and Dr. Victor Lang, the hospital CEO, was behind it. The door shuddered under heavy blows, armed thugs outside ready to silence them. Grace's voice trembled, clutching the vials, eyes on Lily. "Tom, they're trying to kill her. Rex knew. Those vials, they're poisoning our baby." Tom's jaw clenched, voice raw, shoving the chair tighter. "Nobody's touching her, Grace. Rex is onto them, and we're getting answers." Rex's growl deepened, his scarred muzzle tense, body coiled as he faced the door, a protector sensing danger. The door buckled, a thug's voice snarling, "Open it, or we break it down!" Rex barked, fierce and commanding, leaping to the door, his presence a wall of defiance. Grace's heart raced, voice desperate. "Tom, we can't hold them off. Sophie, where's security?" Sophie Carter, the auburn-haired nurse, fumbled with her phone, hazel eyes wide with panic. "They're coming, but the hall's blocked. Someone's stalling them." She'd texted Ethan Brooks, the hacker, but his reply was still pending. Rex's bark turned frantic, nose sniffing the air, pointing to a vent where a faint hiss sounded. Gas seeping into the room, its acrid scent stinging their eyes. Tom's voice roared, ripping a blanket to block the vent. "They're gassing us! Grace, cover Lily!" Grace draped a sheet over Lily's face, voice breaking. "Stay with me, baby." "Rex, help us!" The dog whined, leaping to the bed, pressing against Lily, his warmth a shield as the gas thickened. The door splintered, 2 armed men bursting in, rifles raised, faces masked. "Vials now," one barked, aiming at Grace. Rex surged, canine instincts flaring, tackling the gunman, jaws clamping his arm. The man screamed, rifle clattering as Rex pinned him, growling fiercely. Tom swung the chair, cracking it against the second thug's head, voice furious. "Get away from my daughter!" Sophie grabbed a scalpel, slashing at the first gunman's leg, voice fierce. "You're not touching her!" Grace clutched Lily, voice trembling with rage. "Rex is her guardian, and you'll never break him!" The dog's barks thundered, holding the gunman down, but the gas stung their lungs, vision blurring. Ethan's text pinged on Sophie's phone. "Lang's in lab wing. Aurora data on server 3. Move now." Grace's heart stopped, voice shaking. "Lang's here." "He's doing this to Lily?" But the second thug rose, pulling a syringe, voice cold. "1 dose and she's gone. Hand over the vials." Rex leaped, tackling the thug, the syringe skittering across the floor. Tom dove, crushing it under his boot, voice raw. "Not my girl." But the gas thickened, Lily coughing weakly, her monitor beeping erratically. Grace's voice broke, tears falling. "Rex, we need you." The dog whined, pressing closer to Lily, his breaths heavy as if willing her to fight. Security sirens wailed, footsteps pounding, but the twist came as the room's speaker crackled, Dr. Karen Walsh's voice echoing, "Bennett, stop fighting." Aurora saves lives. Lily's a necessary sacrifice. Grace's blood ran cold, voice trembling with fury. "Sacrifice? You poisoned my daughter. Rex knew you were a monster." Walsh's laugh was ice, the speaker cutting off, but Rex's growl turned sharp, nose sniffing a hidden panel in the wall, paws scratching frantically. Tom pried it open, revealing a laptop linked to Lily's IV, its screen flashing. Aurora dose. Subject 312. Terminate. Tom smashed it, voice roaring. "They're killing her remotely." The gas cleared as security breached the hall, cuffing the thugs, but Lily's monitor faltered, her breaths shallow. Rex pressed against her, his warmth a lifeline, and the monitor steadied, her eyes fluttering open. "Rex," she whispered, voice faint but alive. Grace sobbed, clutching her, voice thick. "You're here, baby. Rex saved you again." Sophie's phone pinged again, Ethan's voice crackling through. "I'm in the server." "Aurora. It's a black market drug trial. Lang selling it. Get to the lab wing." Tom's eyes blazed, voice resolute. "We're ending this, Grace." "Rex, lead the way." Rex staggered, bloodied but unyielding, his bark guiding them to the door, security clearing a path. Grace carried Lily, voice fierce. "We're not losing her, Tom." Rex knows the truth, and Lang's going down. The laptop's shattered screen and Walsh's chilling words unveiled a conspiracy deeper than they'd feared. But Rex's loyalty was their beacon, pulling them into a fight where love was their only weapon. The Hope Valley Hospital's lab wing was a fortress of glass and steel, its corridors dim under flickering emergency lights, as Grace Bennett, Tom Bennett, and Sophie Carter rushed through, Rex leading the charge. Grace, 36, carried 8-year-old Lily, her blonde hair tangled, blue eyes fierce with determination despite the terror gripping her heart. Tom, broad-shouldered, clutched a stolen security badge, brown eyes scanning for threats, his jaw set with fury. Rex, their 4-year-old German shepherd, limped on a bloodied flank, his black and tan coat scarred from therapy dog days, his growl a steady pulse, the hidden camera, the syringe gun, and Dr. Karen Walsh's chilling admission, Project Aurora, was a black market drug trial targeting Lily, had unveiled a conspiracy led by hospital CEO Dr. Victor Lang. Ethan Brooks, the hacker, had pointed them to the lab wing, where Aurora's secrets were stored. Grace's voice trembled, holding Lily close. "She's breathing, Tom, but she's weak. Rex knew they were poisoning her. We have to stop Lang." Tom's grip tightened on the badge, voice raw. "We're ending this, Grace. Rex is onto them and we're not letting Lily go." Rex's ears twitched, nose sniffing the air, barking sharply as he halted at a locked lab door, his scarred muzzle tense, sensing danger within. Sophie, auburn hair loose, checked her phone, hazel eyes wide with urgency. "Ethan's in the server," she whispered, showing a text. "Lab 4, Server 3, Aurora data, hurry." "He's downloading, but Lang's security is closing in." Grace's heart pounded, voice urgent. "Rex, find it!" The dog surged, pawing at the door, his growl a warning as footsteps echoed. Security, or worse, Lang's hired muscle. Tom swiped the badge, the door hissing open, revealing a sterile lab. Monitors, vials, and a server humming with Aurora's secrets. Rex's bark turned frantic, nose pointing to a crate, where a hidden panel held syringes labeled Subject 312, Terminal Dose. Grace's breath caught, voice breaking. Terminal dose. They were going to kill her, Tom. Rex saved her from this. Lily stirred in her arms, voice faint. Rex, don't let them. Grace kissed her forehead, tears falling. We won't, baby. Rex is here. Tom pried open the crate, voice furious. Lang's a monster, selling her life for profit. But the lab's lights flared, monitors flashing red, and a cold voice echoed, Doctor. Victor Lang, stepping from a side door, his gray suit pristine, a pistol in hand. You're too late, Bennett, he said, voice icy, flanked by 4 armed guards. Aurora's worth billions. Lily's just collateral. Grace's blood boiled, voice fierce. Collateral? She's our daughter. Rex knew you were poisoning her. You're a murderer. Rex surged, tackling a guard, jaws clamping his arm, the man screaming as his rifle fell. Tom dove, tackling another, voice raw. You're not touching her! Sophie grabbed a beaker, smashing it over a third guard's head, voice defiant. Stay away from Lily! But the fourth guard aimed at Rex, his shot grazing the dog's leg. Rex yelped, staggering, and Grace screamed, shielding Lily, voice desperate. Rex, no! Tom wrestled the guard, voice roaring. Not my dog! Rex stood, bloodied but unyielding, growling, his eyes locked on Lang, a guardian defying death. Lang's pistol swung toward Lily, voice cold. Hand over the drive, or she's done. Grace clutched the stolen USB from the crate, voice trembling with rage. You'll have to kill us all, Lang. Rex is her hero, and you're nothing. Rex's bark was thunder, leaping at Lang, jaws grazing his arm, forcing him to drop the gun. Lang stumbled, cursing, as the guards regrouped, rifles raised. Sophie's phone pinged, Ethan's voice crackling. I've got Aurora's buyer list, uploading to FBI now, but Lang's jamming the signal. The lab's alarms blared, security flooding the hall, and Lang laughed, voice venomous. You're trapped, Bennett. Aurora's bigger than you know. The twist came as the server flashed a hidden file. Subject 312. Lily Bennett, selected by Dr. Karen Walsh. Grace's heart stopped, voice shaking. Walsh chose Lily. She wasn't just following orders, she targeted our daughter. Tom's eyes blazed, voice raw. Walsh set her up to die. Rex knew she was a traitor. Rex's growl turned sharp, nose sniffing a hidden vent, paws scratching to reveal a gas canister, its hiss filling the lab. Grace coughed, voice desperate. They're gassing us again! Tom ripped the canister free, smashing it, but Lily's monitor faltered, her breaths shallow. Rex pressed against her, his warmth stabilizing her vitals, his bark a lifeline. Lang lunged for the drive, but Sophie tasered him, voice fierce. You're done, Lang! The lab shook, an explosion rocking the hall, Lang's guards detonating a failsafe. Grace clutched Lily, voice resolute. Rex, lead us out! The dog surged, bloodied but fierce, barking to guide them through the smoke, Tom carrying the drive, Sophie covering their rear. Security sirens wailed, but Ethan's voice broke through. FBI's here. Get to the roof. Rex limped, his growl a vow, pulling Grace to a stairwell as drones buzzed outside, their red lasers hunting. Grace's voice broke, hand on Rex's trembling fur. You're saving her, boy. Don't give up. The drive was their weapon against Lang's empire, but Walsh's betrayal and the gas's lingering sting warned of a fight that could cost them everything. The Hope Valley Hospital's stairwell was a claustrophobic spiral of concrete and flickering lights, the Colorado dawn barely seeping through cracked windows as Grace Bennett, Tom Bennett, and Sophie Carter raced upward, Rex limping fiercely at their side. Grace, 36, cradled 8-year-old Lily, her blonde hair matted with sweat, blue eyes fierce with desperation to save her daughter. Tom, broad-shouldered, clutched the Project Aurora USB drive, brown eyes scanning for threats, his jaw set with rage. Rex, their 4-year-old German shepherd, growled through the pain of his grazed leg, his black and tan coat scarred, his instincts unyielding despite the wounds from the lab fight. The revelation, Dr. Karen Walsh had targeted Lily for Aurora's deadly drug trial under CEO Dr. Victor Lang's orders, had turned their escape into a desperate bid for survival. Ethan Brooks, the hacker, was uploading Aurora's secrets to the FBI, but Lang's drones and mercenaries were closing in. Grace's breath rasped, holding Lily close, voice trembling. She's fading, Tom. Rex kept her alive, but we need that chopper now. Lily's chestnut curls clung to her pale face, her breaths shallow, heart monitor silent since they'd unplugged it. Tom's grip tightened on the drive, voice raw. We're getting her out, Grace. Rex is onto Lang, and we're not letting him win. Rex's ears twitched, nose sniffing the air, barking sharply as he halted at a landing, his scarred muzzle tense, sensing danger above. Sophie, auburn hair loose, checked her phone, hazel eyes wide with panic. Ethan's at 90%, she whispered, showing a text. Roof access, FBI inbound. Lang's team on your tail. He's almost got the buyer list, but the signal's weak. Grace's heart pounded, voice urgent. Rex, lead us. The dog surged, limping but resolute, guiding them up the stairs, his growl a warning as drones buzzed outside, their red lasers slicing through the windows. The stairwell shook, an explosion rocking the lower floors, Lang's failsafe, sealing their escape. Tom's voice roared, kicking a jammed door. They're trapping us. Sophie, any word from Ethan? Sophie's phone pinged, Ethan's voice crackling. Lang's jamming the upload. Get to the roof server. Boost the signal. Rex's bark turned frantic, nose pointing to a side corridor where a hidden panel glowed. A maintenance hatch leading to the roof. Grace's voice broke, clutching Lily. Rex, you're our miracle. Don't give up, the dog whined, pressing against Lily, his warmth steadying her breaths. But his limp worsened, blood trailing behind. Tom pried open the hatch, voice fierce. Move! Now! They emerged onto the roof, a windswept expanse of vents and antennas, the hospital's helipad lit by flashing beacons. But headlights flared. 4 mercenaries, rifles raised, led by Dr. Karen Walsh, her gray ponytail tight, eyes cold. Drive now! Walsh barked, aiming at Grace. Aurora's bigger than your brat, Rex surged, K9 instincts flaring despite his wounds, tackling Walsh, jaws clamping her arm. She screamed, pistol falling as Rex pinned her, growling fiercely. Tom dove, tackling a mercenary, voice raw. You poisoned my daughter! Sophie grabbed a wrench, smashing a second guard's knee, voice defiant. Stay away from Lily. Grace shielded Lily, voice trembling with rage. Rex knew you were a traitor, Walsh. You'll never touch her. But a third mercenary aimed at Rex, his shot grazing the dog's shoulder. Rex yelped, collapsing, and Grace screamed, laying Lily down to shield him, voice desperate. Rex, hold on! Tom wrestled the shooter, voice roaring. Not my dog! Rex staggered up, bloodied but unyielding, growling, his eyes locked on Walsh, a guardian defying death. The twist came as the server terminal pinged, a hidden file loading, a video of Walsh, not just dosing Lily, but reporting to a man in a suit. Director Edward Vance, pharma exec. Grace's heart stopped, voice shaking. Vance. He's above Lang. You're working for a drug lord, Walsh. Walsh laughed, bloodied, voice venomous. Vance owns Aurora. Lily's data perfects the drug, billions, and you can't stop it. Rex's growl was thunder, leaping at a fourth mercenary, jaws relentless. But drones fired, missiles exploding near the helipad, flames roaring. Lily coughed, her monitor beeping erratically, and Grace sobbed, voice thick. Rex, we need you. Keep her alive. Sophie reached the server, plugging in the drive, voice urgent. Ethan's got the signal, uploads at 95%, but the roof shook, drones closing in, their lasers locking on Rex. Tom fired a stolen rifle, voice fierce. Get that drive through, Sophie! Rex pressed against Lily, his warmth stabilizing her vitals, his bark a lifeline as the flames spread. Walsh staggered up, pulling a syringe, voice cold. One dose ends her, Bennett. Grace lunged, knocking it away, voice raging. You'll never break us, Walsh. Rex is her hero! The FBI chopper roared overhead, spotlights flooding the roof. But Vance's voice crackled through a drone. Finish them, Walsh. Aurora lives. Rex's bark was a vow, guiding Grace to a vent for cover, his bloodied form a shield as agents rappelled down, engaging the mercenaries. Grace clutched Lily, voice resolute. Rex, you're saving her. We're not done. Tom covered Sophie, voice raw. Upload it now. The drive was their weapon against Vance's empire, but Walsh's betrayal and the drone's relentless assault warned of a showdown that could cost them everything. The Hope Valley Hospital's rooftop was a battlefield of wind and fire, the Colorado dawn barely breaking through the smoke as Grace Bennett, Tom Bennett, and Sophie Carter crouched behind a vent, Rex trembling at their side. Grace, 36, cradled 8-year-old Lily, her blonde hair singed, blue eyes fierce with desperation to save her daughter. Tom, broad-shouldered, clutched the Project Aurora USB drive, brown eyes scanning the chaos, his jaw set with rage. Rex, their 4-year-old German shepherd, growled through the pain of his bloodied shoulder, his black and tan coat scarred, his instincts unyielding despite the wounds from the lab fight. The revelation, Dr. Karen Walsh and hospital CEO Dr. Victor Lang were pawns of pharma exec Edward Vance, who orchestrated Aurora's deadly drug trial on Lily, had turned their escape into a desperate stand. Ethan Brooks' upload was nearly complete, but Vance's drones and mercenaries were closing in, determined to bury the truth. Grace's breath was ragged, holding Lily close, voice trembling. She's slipping, Tom. Rex kept her alive, but we need that chopper now. Lily's chestnut curls clung to her pale face, her breath shallow, her small hand gripping Rex's fur. Tom's grip tightened on the drive, voice raw. We're not losing her, Grace. Rex is onto Vance, and we're ending this. Rex's ears twitched, nose sniffing the air, barking sharply as he faced the helipad, where drones buzzed, their red lasers slicing through the fog. Sophie, auburn hair matted, checked her phone, hazel eyes wide with urgency. "Ethan's at 98%, she whispered, showing a text. "Roof server boosted. Hold position." "He's got Vance's buyer list, but the drones are jamming the signal." Grace's heart pounded, voice urgent. "Rex, protect her." The dog surged, limping but resolute, pressing against Lily, his warmth stabilizing her vitals. But his wounds bled, his strength fading. The roof shook, a missile exploding near the server, flames roaring. Tom's voice roared, firing a stolen rifle. "Keep that upload going, Sophie." The mercenaries advanced, 6 strong, rifles glinting, led by a new figure, a scarred man in black, his voice cold. "Drive now, or the kid's done!" Rex leaped, canine instincts defying his wounds, tackling the leader, jaws clamping his arm. The man screamed, rifle falling as Rex pinned him, growling fiercely. Tom tackled another, voice raw. "You're not touching my daughter." Sophie swung a pipe, cracking a third's knee, voice defiant. "Stay away from Lily." But a 4th mercenary aimed at Rex, his shot grazing the dog's flank. Rex yelped, collapsing, and Grace screamed, shielding Lily, voice desperate. "Rex, hold on!" Tom wrestled the shooter, voice roaring. "Not my dog!" Rex staggered up, bloodied but unyielding, growling, his eyes locked on the scarred man, a guardian fighting through pain. The twist came as Sophie's phone pinged, a hidden file from Ethan. "Aurora Oversight, Sophie Carter, Infiltrator." Grace's heart stopped, voice shaking. "Sophie, you're with Vance? You set Lily up?" Tom's eyes blazed, pinning her against the vent, voice raw. "You were helping us." "Why?" Sophie's face crumpled, voice raw. "I'm not with Vance. I infiltrated Aurora to expose him. For my sister. She died in their trials. I've been feeding Ethan intel to save Lily." Rex's growl softened, his eyes on Sophie, as if sensing her truth. But Grace's trust shattered, voice fierce. "You lied, Sophie. Lily trusted you, and you let them poison her." The scarred man laughed, bloodied, voice venomous. "You're all dead. Vance owns this hospital." But Rex's bark cut through, leaping at a 5th mercenary, jaws relentless as drones fired, missiles exploding, the server sparking. Lily's monitor faltered, her breaths weak, and Grace sobbed, voice thick. "Rex, we need you." "Keep her alive!" Sophie reached the server, reconnecting the drive, voice urgent. "Ethan's got the signal. Uploads at 99%. The roof shook, drones closing in, their lasers locking on Rex. Tom fired, voice fierce. "Finish it, Sophie." Rex pressed against Lily, his warmth a lifeline, his bark a vow as the flames spread. The scarred man rose, pulling a grenade, voice cold. No drive, no survivors. Grace lunged, knocking it away, voice raging. "You'll never break us. Rex is her hero." The grenade rolled, exploding harmlessly, but the FBI chopper's roar grew louder, spotlights flooding the roof. Agents rappelled down, engaging the mercenaries, but Vance's voice crackled through a drone. "Carter's expendable. End them all." Rex's growl was thunder, guiding Grace to a steel crate for cover, his bloodied form a shield as agents clashed with the mercenaries. Grace clutched Lily, voice resolute. "Rex, you're saving her." "We're not done." Tom covered Sophie, voice raw. Get that upload through." The drive was their weapon against Vance's empire, but Sophie's betrayal and the drone's relentless assault warned of a reckoning that could cost them everything. Rex's bark echoed, a call to fight as the chopper landed, the truth about Aurora teetering on the edge of exposure. The Hope Valley Hospital's rooftop was a maelstrom of smoke and gunfire, the Colorado dawn swallowed by flames as Grace Bennett, Tom Bennett, and Sophie Carter fought to protect 8-year-old Lily, Rex at their side. Grace, 36, cradled Lily, her blonde hair singed, blue eyes blazing with fierce resolve. Tom, broad-shouldered, clutched the Project Aurora USB drive, brown eyes scanning the chaos, his jaw set with rage. Rex, their 4-year-old German shepherd, growled through the pain of his bloodied flank, his black and tan coat scarred, his instincts unyielding despite the wounds from the lab fight. The revelation, Sophie's infiltration of Aurora to expose Edward Vance, the pharma exec behind the deadly drug trial targeting Lily, had shaken their trust, but her intel had brought them this far. Ethan Brooks' upload was complete, exposing Vance's empire, but Vance's mercenaries and drones were relentless, determined to bury the truth and silence Lily. Grace's breath was ragged, holding Lily close, voice trembling. "She's hanging on, Tom. Rex kept her alive, but we've got to get her to that chopper." Lily's chestnut curls clung to her pale face, her breaths weak, her small hand gripping Rex's fur. Tom fired a stolen rifle, voice raw. "We're not losing her, Grace. Rex is our guide and Vance is going down." Rex's ears twitched, nose sniffing the air, barking sharply as he shielded Lily, his scarred muzzle tense, sensing the drone's lasers slicing through the fog. Sophie, auburn hair matted, clutched her phone, hazel eyes sharp with urgency. "Ethan's got the buyer list live. FBI's broadcasting it," she shouted, dodging a drone's missile. "But Vance's team is still coming, hard." The helipad was a war zone, FBI agents clashing with mercenaries, their rifles flashing in the smoke. Grace's heart pounded, voice fierce. "Rex, protect her!" The dog surged, limping but resolute, pressing against Lily, his warmth stabilizing her vitals, but his wounds bled, his strength waning. A cold voice cut through the chaos. "Doctor." Victor Lang, the hospital CEO, emerging from the smoke, his gray suit torn, a pistol raised. "You're done, Bennett," he roared, flanked by 3 elite mercenaries, their rifles trained. "Aurora's mine, and Lily's data seals the deal." Grace's blood boiled, voice trembling with rage. "You poisoned my daughter, Lang. Rex knew you were a monster. You'll never touch her." Rex leaped, K9 instincts flaring, tackling Lang, jaws clamping his arm. Lang screamed, pistol falling, as Rex pinned him, growling fiercely. Tom tackled a mercenary, voice raw. "You're not taking her!" Sophie swung a metal rod, cracking a second guard's knee, voice defiant. "Stay away from Lily." But a third mercenary aimed at Rex, his shot grazing the dog's side. Rex yelped, collapsing, and Grace screamed, laying Lily down to shield him, voice desperate. "Rex, hold on!" Tom wrestled the shooter, voice roaring. "Not my dog!" Rex staggered up, bloodied but unyielding, growling, his eyes locked on Lang, a guardian defying death. The twist came as Sophie's phone pinged, a new file from Ethan. Vance oversight. Lang reports to Senator Caroline Reed. Grace's heart stopped, voice shaking. A senator? Reed's behind Vance. She's funding Aurora! Tom's eyes blazed, pinning Sophie, voice raw. "You knew about Reed, didn't you?" What else are you hiding? Sophie's face crumpled, voice raw. I didn't know, Tom. I found Reed's name in the files. Vance used her to push Aurora through Congress. I'm trying to save Lily. Rex's growl softened, his eyes on Sophie, as if vouching for her. But Grace's trust wavered, voice fierce. You should have told us, Sophie. Lily's life is on the line. Lang laughed, bloodied, voice venomous. Reed's untouchable. You're all dead. But Rex's bark cut through, leaping at a mercenary, jaws relentless, as drones fired, missiles exploding, the helipad buckling. Lily's monitor faltered, her breaths weak, and Grace sobbed, voice thick. Rex, we need you. Keep her alive. Sophie reached the server, boosting the signal, voice urgent. Ethan's got it. FBI's raiding Vance's offices. The roof shook, drones closing in, their lasers locking on Rex. Tom fired, voice fierce. Hold them off, Sophie. Rex pressed against Lily, his warmth a lifeline, his bark a vow as the flames spread. A mercenary rose, pulling a grenade, voice cold. No drive, no survivors. Grace lunged, knocking it away, voice raging. You'll never break us. Rex is her hero. The grenade exploded, shaking the roof, but the FBI chopper landed, agents storming in, cuffing Lang and the mercenaries. Grace clutched Lily, voice resolute. Rex, you're saving her. We're almost there. But Reed's voice crackled through a drone, icy and commanding. Vance is expendable. End them now. Grace's blood ran cold, voice trembling. Reed's calling the shots. She's the real monster. Rex's growl was thunder, guiding Grace to a steel crate for cover, his bloodied form a shield as agents clashed with the remaining mercenaries. Tom covered Sophie, voice raw. Get Lily to the chopper. Sophie carried the drive, voice fierce. FBI's got everything. Reed's exposed. The chopper's blades roared, but a final drone fired, its missile grazing Rex, who yelped, collapsing. Grace screamed, voice breaking. Rex, no! The dog staggered up, barking, his eyes on Lily, a vow to see her safe. Agents secured the roof, medics rushing to Lily, but Grace knelt beside Rex, tears streaming, voice thick. You're our hero, boy. You brought her back. Rex whined, nuzzling her, bloodied but defiant, his sacrifice the heart of their fight. The drive was their victory, but Reed's chilling command and Rex's fading strength warned of a final battle looming, one that would test their love to its limits. The Hope Valley sun bathed the newly opened Bennett K-9 sanctuary in a warm golden light, the Colorado hills whispering peace over the training yard. Grace Bennett stood amidst the grass, her blonde hair loose, blue eyes softened by a fragile calm. 8-year-old Lily Bennett, now recovering, sat on a bench, her chestnut curls bouncing, a faint smile lighting her pale face. Rex, their 4-year-old German shepherd, chased a ball with a joyful bark, his black and tan coat scarred but gleaming, his wounds from the hospital battle healing. The Project Aurora files had toppled Dr. Victor Lang and Dr. Karen Walsh, exposing their deadly drug trial that nearly killed Lily. The sanctuary, named for Rex's heroism, was a haven for therapy dogs and families. But the shadow of Senator Caroline Reed, the true mastermind behind Edward Vance's empire, loomed over their victory, her escape a chilling promise of retribution. Grace tossed the ball, Rex leaping to catch it, his energy a beacon of hope. "You're our miracle, boy," she said, her voice warm, a smile breaking through her grief-worn face. The sanctuary was Lily's dream, a testament to Rex's unbreakable loyalty and Grace's resolve. Tom Bennett leaned against a fence, his broad frame relaxed, brown eyes reflecting pride and lingering pain. He'd poured his engineering skills into the sanctuary, a symbol of their fight. Sophie Carter sat nearby, her auburn hair tied back, hazel eyes scanning a tablet for Reed's trail, her role as an infiltrator now forgiven. Ethan Brooks, the hacker, worked in a nearby shed, his lanky frame hunched over a laptop tracking dark web chatter. Grace knelt beside Lily, ruffling Rex's fur, voice thick with gratitude. "You brought her back, Rex. You're our hero." The dog nuzzled her hand, eyes bright, a bond forged in sacrifice shining through. Lily giggled, voice soft. "Rex never left me, Mom. He's my best friend." Tom approached, voice gentle but heavy. "Grace, this place, it's what Lily needed. But Reed, I can't shake the feeling she's still out there." Grace's gaze softened, voice steady. "Rex showed us what love can do, Tom. We'll face her when she comes, together." Sophie looked up, voice sharp. "Got something?" She turned her tablet, showing an encrypted message. "Aurora reborn. Sanctuary targeted." It's from a dark web server, Reed's signature. She's moving, and she's close. Grace's heart sank, Reed's chilling command echoing. "End them all." "They're after Rex, aren't they?" she asked, voice trembling. "After everything, they want to silence him." Lily clutched Rex's collar, voice small but fierce. "They can't take him, Mom. Rex saved me." Rex's ears twitched, body tensing, a fierce growl rumbling as he stared at the sanctuary's gate. Grace's pulse quickened, voice urgent. "Rex, what's out there?" She followed his gaze, sensing a shift, though her eyes couldn't see the black SUV parked across the road, its tinted windows a silent threat. Tom drew his gun, voice grim. "Stay here. I'll check it." But Rex barked, sharp and commanding, sprinting toward the gate, his wounds no match for his instincts. Grace ran after him, heart pounding, voice desperate. "Rex, stop!" Lily clung to Sophie, voice breaking. "Don't let them hurt him." The SUV's engine roared, tires screeching as it fled, but Rex pawed at a package left at the gate, its blinking light a haunting echo of the hospital trackers. Grace grabbed it, hands trembling, revealing a USB drive and a note. "Aurora claims its own. Surrender the dog." Sophie plugged the drive into her tablet, voice shaking. "It's a live feed, us, right now from a drone." The screen showed Rex, a red laser dot on his flank, zooming out to reveal Senator Caroline Reed in a sleek office, her voice icy. "Bennett, your dog's a liability. Surrender him, or Hope Valley burns." Grace's blood ran cold, the twist a shockwave. Reed wasn't just funding Aurora. She was its architect, and Rex was her final target. "Reed," Grace whispered, voice trembling. "She'll destroy everything to keep this secret." Rex's bark was a defiant roar, body shielding Lily as if vowing to fight. Tom's voice was fierce. "She's untouchable, Grace, but we've got proof. The FBI needs this, now." Sophie's tablet pinged, a new file loading, a dossier naming Reed as Aurora's creator, with a global network of buyers. "This is it," Sophie said, voice grim. "Reed's empire exposed. But she's blocking the upload, congressional firewalls." Rex's growl turned sharp, nose pointing to the woods where shadows moved. Reed's operatives, 6 armed figures, closing in with military precision. Grace lifted Lily, voice a command. "Rex, take!" The dog surged, tackling an operative, jaws clamping his arm. The man screamed, rifle falling as Tom fired, dropping 2 others. Sophie threw a training crate, hitting a third, voice fierce. "Stay away from her!" Ethan tasered a 4th, voice defiant. "Not today!" But a 5th operative aimed at Rex, his shot grazing the dog's side. Rex yelped, staggering, and Grace screamed, setting Lily down to shield him, voice breaking. "Rex, hold on." Tom tackled the shooter, voice raw. "Not my dog." Rex stood, bloodied but unyielding, barking, his eyes on Lily, a vow to protect her. The drone's hum intensified, but FBI choppers roared overhead, spotlights flooding the yard. Agents stormed in, cuffing the operatives, securing the drive. Grace knelt beside Rex, tears streaming, voice thick. "You saved her again, boy. You're our hero." Rex nuzzled her, bloodied but defiant, his sacrifice the heart of their fight. Tom hugged Lily, voice raw. "I failed you, kiddo, but Rex never did. We owe him everything." Sophie secured the tablet, voice grim. "Reed's exposed, but she's still out there." "This isn't over." Ethan emerged, voice urgent. "FBI's raiding her network, but she's got allies. High up." Grace stood, Lily in her arms, Rex at her side, voice resolute. "We'll find her. For Lily. For Rex. This sanctuary's our promise. No heroes left behind." She faced the audience, words piercing. "Rex and I faced betrayal, fear, darkness. Loyalty kept us whole. Who's been your Rex, your light in the storm? Share your story. Join our fight because we're not done." Rex barked, tail wagging, a call to action that stirred the soul. As the sanctuary's light flickered, Reed's shadow looming, ready to strike at their hard-won peace. The Hope Valley twilight bathed the Bennett K9 sanctuary in a soft lavender glow, the Colorado hills whispering a fragile peace over the training yard. Grace Bennett stood at its center, her blonde hair catching the breeze, blue eyes reflecting a hard-won calm. 8-year-old Lily Bennett, now thriving, played nearby, her chestnut curls bouncing as she tossed a ball, her laughter a melody of recovery. Rex, their 4-year-old German shepherd, bounded after it, his black and tan coat gleaming despite the scars from their hospital battles, his joyful bark a testament to their triumph. The Project Aurora. Files had toppled Dr. Victor Lang, Dr. Karen Walsh, and exposed Senator Caroline Reed's role as the mastermind behind Edward Vance's deadly drug trial that nearly killed Lily. The sanctuary, built to honor Rex's heroism, was a haven for therapy dogs and families, but Reed's chilling escape left a shadow over their victory, a promise of vengeance yet to come. Grace watched Lily and Rex, her voice warm, a smile breaking through her grief-worn face. "You brought her back, Rex. You're our miracle." Rex nuzzled her hand, eyes bright, his bond with Lily a beacon of love that had defied death. Tom Bennett sat on a bench, his broad frame relaxed, brown eyes soft with pride. He'd poured his heart into the sanctuary, a symbol of their resilience. Sophie Carter leaned against a fence, her auburn hair loose, hazel eyes scanning a tablet for Reed's trail, her redemption as an infiltrator now complete. Ethan Brooks, the hacker, worked in a nearby shed, his lanky frame hunched over a laptop, monitoring for threats. Grace knelt beside Lily, ruffling Rex's fur, voice thick with gratitude. "You never gave up, boy. You showed us what love can do." Lily hugged Rex, voice bright. "You're my hero, Rex. You stayed with me." The dog's tail wagged, a spark of joy in his scarred muzzle. a testament to his sacrifice. Tom approached, voice heavy but hopeful. "Grace, this place, it's Lily's future, but Reed's still out there. Are we ready for what's next?" Grace's gaze softened, voice resolute. "Rex taught us to fight, Tom. We'll face her, for Lily, for him." Sophie's voice cut through, sharp and urgent. "We've got a hit." She turned her tablet, showing an encrypted message. "Aurora Reborn. Sanctuary Falls." It's from a dark web server, Reed's signature. She's targeting us now. Grace's heart sank, Reed's icy command echoing. "End them all." "They're coming for Rex," she said, voice trembling. "They'll never forgive him for exposing Aurora." Lily clutched Rex's collar, voice fierce. "They can't take him, Mom. He saved me." Rex's ears twitched, body tensing, a fierce growl rumbling as he stared at the sanctuary's gate. Grace's pulse quickened, voice urgent. "Rex, what's out there?" She sensed a shift, though her eyes couldn't see the black van parked across the road, its tinted windows a silent menace. Tom drew his gun, voice grim. "Stay with Lily." "I'll check it." But Rex barked, sharp and commanding, sprinting toward the gate, his wounds no match for his instincts. Grace ran after him, heart pounding, voice desperate. "Rex, stop!" Lily clung to Sophie, voice breaking. "Don't let them hurt him." The van's engine roared, tires screeching as it fled, but Rex pawed at a package left at the gate, its blinking light a chilling echo of the hospital trackers. Grace grabbed it, hands trembling, revealing a USB drive and a note. Aurora's final act. Surrender the dog. Sophie plugged the drive into her tablet, voice shaking. "It's a live feed, us right now from a drone." The screen showed Rex, a red laser dot on his flank, zooming out to reveal Senator Caroline Reed in a hidden bunker, her voice venomous. "Bennett, your dog ruined me. Surrender him or Hope Valley burns." Grace's blood ran cold, the twist a shockwave. Reed wasn't just in hiding. She was launching a final assault, and Rex was her obsession. "Reed," Grace whispered, voice trembling. "She'll destroy us to get him." Rex's bark was a defiant roar, body shielding Lily, as if vowing to fight. Tom's voice was fierce. "She's a senator, Grace, but we've got proof." "The FBI's closing in. Let's end this." Ethan emerged, voice urgent. "I've hacked Reed's server. Her buyer list is live, but she's got a private army." Rex's growl turned sharp, nose pointing to the woods, where shadows moved. Reed's operatives, 10 strong, armed with rifles, closing in with lethal precision. Grace lifted Lily, voice a command. "Rex, take!" The dog surged, tackling an operative, jaws clamping his arm. The man screamed, rifle falling as Tom fired, dropping 2 others. Sophie threw a training crate, hitting a third, voice fierce. "Stay away from her." Ethan tasered a 4th, voice defiant. "Not today." But a 5th operative aimed at Rex, his shot grazing the dog's side. Rex yelped, staggering, and Grace screamed, setting Lily down to shield him, voice breaking. "Rex, hold on!" Tom tackled the shooter, voice raw. "Not my dog!" Rex stood, bloodied but unyielding, barking, his eyes on Lily, a vow to protect her. The drone's hum intensified, but FBI choppers roared overhead, spotlights flooding the yard. Agents stormed in, cuffing the operatives, securing the drive. Grace knelt beside Rex, tears streaming, voice thick. "You saved her, boy. You're our hero." Rex nuzzled her, bloodied but defiant, his sacrifice the heart of their victory. Tom hugged Lily, voice raw. I failed you, kiddo, but Rex never did. We owe him everything. Sophie secured the tablet, voice grim. Reed's in the wind, but her empire's crumbling. We've got her on the run. Ethan nodded, voice urgent. FBI's raiding her bunker, but she's got one last card to play. Grace stood, Lily in her arms, Rex at her side, voice resolute. We'll face her, for Lily, for Rex. This sanctuary's our vow, no heroes forgotten. She faced the audience, words piercing. Rex and I faced betrayal, fear, darkness. Loyalty kept us whole. Who's been your Rex, your light in the storm? Share your story. Join our fight because we're not done. A host stepped forward, voice warm, urgent. Grace and Rex's story proves love conquers all. Subscribe, like, share your stories below. Support this channel. Keep their fight alive. As the screen faded, Rex barked, tail wagging, a beacon of hope. But in the sanctuary's office, a hidden phone buzzed, a text from Reed. Aurora never dies. I'll be back. The battle was won, but the war loomed, and Rex's heroism would face its ultimate test.